On October 1st, credit card companies shift much of the responsibility for credit card fraud onto the shoulders of the businesses that take your credit card as payment.
It's a huge change, and a lot of retailers aren't ready for it. The technology centers around computer chips implanted in cards that make them almost impossible to copy. Local 12's Rich Jaffe joins us now live from over the Rhine with what all this means for you. Rich.
Cammy, it's a good bet that a lot of the folks going in and out of the shops and the restaurants here in the Gateway District are using some of those new credit cards. You can tell if you have one because it's got that little emblem on the face of the card. It looks kind of like a puzzle piece. Now, some of the bigger entities like Kroger and Target have already started using the new card readers. And if you have been in a line in one of those stores where they're using that card reader, you know that the old days of swipe and go are gone. The goal of the new credit card chip technology is to prevent the kind of security breaches we've recently seen in places like Target stores, where hackers stole names, addresses, and phone numbers of 70 million customers thanks to victims' credit cards. That can lead to identity theft. We met Julie Whitehead as she came out of the Senate restaurant, where a credit card had paid for lunch. She likes the idea of added chip security to a point.
The fraud is supposed to decrease with the use of the chip. For me, I haven't seen much of a change other than it takes longer to process at the point of sale, so consumers are waiting a little longer.
For business owners, the heat is on to be chip compliant. After October 1st, if someone uses a fraudulent card in their shop and they didn't use one of the new readers, they are responsible for the bad debt. So getting and using one of the new devices benefits the retailer and the consumer.
The protection is there. Every time you use your new card with the chip in it, it's going to change the internal security code. The only downfall I see is that if you are on vacation and you do not contact your credit card company, they could lock it up and state, you're out of your market. Why do you have a $200 charge for dinner and $900 charge for a hotel?
So will the new technology be something we just have to get used to, or really worth the wait?
If it'll reduce the level of fraud, I think so much money of the credit card companies goes to fighting fraud. And hopefully if the fraud reduces, then the credit card rates could come down for the businesses and
for
everybody
us as
wins.
Users. Yeah. Now, as an added level of security, in the very foreseeable future, it's likely that you're going to be asked to put in a PIN number when you use that credit card so they know for sure it's really you and you belong to that card. One of the other things to remember is that when you use one of the new cards in the reader itself is pretty slow. It basically does kind of a background check while the card is in there, and you have to leave the card in that reader. So all of us will have to remember when we get done in that checkout line, you got to take the card out before you take off. Definitely the days of swipe and go, gone. In over the Rhine, Rich Jaffe, Local 12 News. Cammy?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to take a little while for everybody to get used to it. But Rich, if somebody's watching at home and they think, I don't think I've received my new card with the chip in it, what should they do? Should they contact the bank, I suppose?
Check with your credit card company. That's the easiest thing to do. And systematically, you can be sure that you're going to be getting those new cards over the next few months, next year or so. But the businesses are also trying to catch up. So really, it's going to be a learning curve for all of us.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Rich, thank you. Now, not every retailer is ready for the liability shift on Thursday. Spokespeople for both Kroger and Macy's tell us that they're rolling out the program over the next couple of months.